speaking about core classes and being about qualifiers and somebody who was diligent about getting their grades and getting a college education, my first guest is Amon Gordon. Former NFL athlete, defensive tackle, played locally here at Mira Mesa High School, and then he went on to Stanford University.
Wow, the farm.
How you doing, Amon?
Good this morning.
Right, man.
Thanks for having me.
What'd you get your degree on, my man?
Mine was comparative studies in race and ethnicity. My focus in that area of study was core urban academic mentorship and diversity. So giving back to the youth and being able to pay it forward in a lot of ways is really the thing that kept me motivated.
Wow, Iggy, did you understand? I know you didn't understand any of those words because you're an ESL student, right?
He lost me at high.
Iggy's first language is snoring. I mean, he has all he does is sleep. So, yeah.
I bet you didn't think you can get a master's in that, did you?
Oh man, I'd be an Olympian sleeper as well.
So at Mira Mesa, man, you had a great career. I had a chance to see you play. You played running back of all things, and linebacker, right?
Right. Played that fullback spot in the double wing. It's a lot of fun. Definitely had a lot of fun.
Now, how big were you in high school?
About 265 actually.
Wow.
Running
Who's going to tackle?
Small running backs.
Yeah,
scat back. All right.
Well, so now your recruiting process, I mean, it must have been hectic, I mean, with your talents.
I mean, it was interesting. One thing that I was very sure to do was really take the whole entire recruiting process in. And during that period of time, you're able to have 5 full visits. And, I was in a position to where I needed to make sure that, hey, I take all of these visits to really see what each one of these universities has to offer. I know guys get a lot of pressure beforehand to commit and to sign on early, but I think one of the things that helped me was, like I said, making sure that I seen every place that I had on my list, the 5 schools that you're able to visit, and step by step, methodically, go through the recruiting process and find out what is going to be the best fit. And for an 18-year-old kid, I signed late. It was difficult, very difficult decision to make. As it went, every school that I went except one had a coach that was recruiting me actively move on to a different location.
Wow!
So that's kind of one of those things in the way that it worked out.
But pitfalls of recruiting.
Totally.
Guys recruiting you, all of a sudden gets a job somewhere else.
Absolutely.
What were the 5 schools that you visited?
The 5 schools I visited: Florida State, Miami, University of Arizona, Stanford, and USC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Creme de la creme there, man.
Creme de la creme. So what made you decide on Stanford? What was it about Stanford that?
Well, Stanford, had a number of positive things to offer. Really being one of the finest, educational institutes, around. I really had to take a long, hard look at that and make sure, that I did not really downplay that and respect that opportunity. I mean, Tyrone Willingham, it was at that point in time, he was a head coach there, one of 3 African-American head coaches in the United States, D1 football. So, just coming off a Rose Bowl, and, really they said Stanford, you want to make a 40-year decision or a lifetime,
Lifetime
the rest of your,
Stanford.
not a 4-year decision. And, that's one of those things that stuck with me, and as a way to kind of have a multiple, perspective and multiple angles that you can, approach your life from.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and so that was one of the big things for me. And then the bonds that you kind of create. Some of the guys there that left a very lasting impression on my mind during my recruiting visit, and some of the things they really stuck with me. But at the same time, it's hard to commit to a school.
Yeah.
Especially
at that age.
1,000 miles away from home, and the person recruiting you is not going to be there when you get there. So that's kind of, how it happened for me in a nutshell.
Now you started your high school. Oh, I'm sorry, Ro. You started your high school career in Washington.
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes, sir.
So probably moving from Washington to San Diego helped you with that transition from San Diego to Stanford, just kind of being away from a comfort zone in San Diego, where you've been for what, 2 years before you moved to Stanford. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure that helped out a lot.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a nomad. I moved around quite a bit, throughout my life. Father in the military, and set up in military towns, major metropolitan areas, and so definitely having that background is something that helped me with the transition.
Now, were you aware of how to become a qualifier when you were in high school? How did you find out that you needed core classes and test scores and all that?
Well, it really became evident to me that this is something that I wanted to do. I was receiving offers as a freshman.
Wow.
And it was just important that along the way, what's this kid's grades like? He's a good student, and fortunately for me, that was one of the things that I did try to focus on, and really make sure that wasn't going to be the thing to hinder me from moving forward with an opportunity. There's no substitute for hard work, and that shows up in a number of different ways. So really, I figured it out early on. I went my freshman year and figured out what the requirements were, really stuck to it, and really just, try to make sure that I came out on top. But I was one of those people that didn't necessarily have to be pushed.
I got you.
And so
self-motivated.
It's different.
What was your GPA in high school, you think?
I graduated with a 3.75.
Well, I didn't ask you my weight. 3.75. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. No, that's awesome. That's incredible. See, kids out there, you gotta listen to this guy. 3.75, playing basketball and football as well.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. 3.75, and the test score must have been crazy to get into Stanford. So I'm not gonna ask you that. But well, Amon, I hope you stay here. We're gonna keep talking about recruiting and let these guys know what's going on with the the core classes, the clearinghouse, how to become a qualifier, and then when we come back, we'll talk to you about your NFL career and things like that. But I'm really glad that you're here, and we'll continue talking about those facets of the your high school career and things of that nature. But guys, you got to have those core classes. You got to join the clearinghouse. You got to get your account in the clearinghouse. You got to become a qualifier. You got to be diligent. If you want to play sports and in college and you want your skills to pay the bills, you have to be diligent about your academics. And this is Coach Rowe on the Coach Rowe Show on KBLKradio.com.